Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 3. IG facing off against Orange Esports. This is the G-1 Champions League Season 4, the LAN Finals, Day 2, Grand Finals Day. This is only the third, fourth place decider match, but boy, oh boy, have these been some amazing games. I'm LD. I'm joined here today by GoDz. We're David and David of Beyond the Summit, your English coverage partners for this tournament, which of course is sponsored and brought to you by 17173.com. GoDz, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. Hope you can hear me for once, LD, but hopefully everything gets sorted out as we are bringing a Game 3, a first Game 3 of this LAN playoff, and boy, am I excited to see a series go the distance. Orange and IG, two exciting teams to watch, and what are they going to bring? It's always fun when you get to go the full distance because teams sort of adjust their picks and bans, adjust their strategy from game to game, so when you have that third game, the dynamic can really change.
Yeah, this is an interesting game, and you got to wonder who Mushi will play this game. I think the big thing as we look at this draft unfold, he's not going to be able to get TA. He's not going to be able to get Queen of Pain. And he is, in Game 1, he showed, I think, some discipline. In Game 2, it wasn't just him, but the whole team from Orange just, you know, they kind of crumbled. Let's be honest about it. They were leading by 4,000 gold. IG went into the Roche pit after winning a fight, and then the buyback from Lone Druid was way late. They tried to force a fight they couldn't possibly win. Mushi, I guess, almost jacked the Aegis, but even if he did, I think he easily dies twice there, surrounded by 4 or 5 enemy heroes. Did steal the Roshan kill, but with the buybacks being forced out, it just was not worth it at all.
Yeah, there was some big plays from both teams there, and IG, they're really showing their dominance when they can get off to those strong early game starts, and also the ability to sort of have those comebacks. Mushi was incredibly farmed at one point in the game. As per usual, he's just controlling the tempo of the game at the mid lane. But IG, they group up. They had the Brewmaster. They had the Magnetor, which they've really been wanting to use. Magnetor, once again in the pool here in game number 3, hasn't been picked up yet. But IG have decided they're going to try their hand at the Undying. It didn't work for them in game 1. Chuan just fell so far behind in terms of farm and levels, partly because of the way they run their lanes, but they're going to give it another shot, as well as the Ferrari Night Stalker.
Yeah, how are they going to run that Undying? Will it be an offensive tri-lane Undying where you just max that decay, go for lots of harassment? Is he going to go from, will it possibly even be a farming Undying? Will it be that solo suicide lane YYF Undying, which, you know, some Chinese teams have run occasionally here and there, is just that off-lane Undying. So it's definitely, it's not the most versatile hero in the game, but there are definitely options for you to run it. Of course, there's some cute interactions, too. If Rubik gets farmed, can always look to steal that tombstone. And then you have a real zombie apocalypse going on in the game. I wonder where IG goes from here. They go for the Night Stalker. Are they going to make sure they get their hands on the Luna? Because it seems like when they have those two together, they don't force things as much. But when they don't, it seems like they're always trying to find the kills no matter what. And, well, here are two heroes that can punish you for tower diving. We saw it in Game 1, GoDz. Jakiro and Naga Siren.
Yeah, the Naga Siren would have been banned out if it didn't get picked up this early on, and Orange decided Naga Siren for Yamato is the one thing which has consistently worked for them. The good thing is, for IG, Orange tipped their hand. Now they start looking to get some of those heroes that match up well against Naga Siren. The BKB-type heroes with Blink Daggers to get out of the sleep after it wears off. Maybe they go for an Enigma here. Having the Enigma just to drop the BKB Black Hole after the Naga Siren ultimate wears off and doesn't get hit by the follow-up AoE damage can be powerful, but this is really the one strategy for Orange which has worked for them. They've struggled elsewise against these top teams. The Naga Siren set up with the Jakiro Ice Path, and then looking for other AoE heroes to follow it up with.
Well, they do get that. The problem is all their offlane heroes are probably going to get banned. We're going to see Magnetar most likely banned, Lone Druid most likely banned. And then who does Ice play? What hero will be left in the pool that suits him? There is one on the board, which you wanted to see the Chinese teams play. It's something I've never seen Orange run, certainly not recently. It's something I've never seen Ice play, but there is a Broodmother in the pool.
Oh, and he played Broodmother a lot a while ago. This is back when Brood was actually sort of a top pick. Well, I'd say more in Dota 1. Dota 1, he played Brood all the time. He's just because he's a micro player. He was a StarCraft 2 professional. He plays all these micro-intensive heroes. I have, like you say, I haven't seen it in Dota 2, but he is someone who could play Broodmother. IG have multiple Broodmother players themselves, but I think it's a bit of a stretch to expect a Brood pick here.
No, you don't expect it. It's just something to keep in mind. And the reason I bring it up, IG don't have really any counter push. They've got wards. They're not that great against Spiderlings. Undying, not really the best hero to bring them down either. And Night Stalker, not great against them either. The one thing they can do is gank that lane a lot if the Broodmother doesn't have a good start. But if she does get a good start, if Orange somehow create that space for her, Well, then she's going to be very hard for IG to deal with in the mid game. So it's an option. Of course, the Lone Druid, the Mag, the Windrunner. These are your more likely offlane heroes, and they're all getting banned out right now.
Yeah, and something that Orange could look to do once again is have that sort of 1v1 matchup in the side lane for Ice. Have him up against YYF or whoever it may be, and have Naga Siren. The Naga Siren here who doesn't have to have a lot of farm, can just have a huge impact, even as an offensive tri lane. If Naga Siren doesn't get much farm, it's still a useful hero, unlike the Chaos Knight Yamato, which hasn't worked out too well. So I think it really comes, like the key points we laid out, avoid the Chaos Knight Yamato. It's been the cases where Orange has played better. The one game they won, and this game 3 now, they've avoided it once again. Question is, do they go offensive trialing with this Rubik, Jakira, Naga Siren, or do they look to sort of just play it a bit safer and get lots of... I feel Naga Siren is almost a hero if you could give free farm, it's just slightly wasted, because it's not as if it's a hero who does a huge amount of DPS output or has the mobility like a Queen of Pain. You're better off giving farm to the Queen of Pains, the Lone Druids, some of those side lane solos. Maybe we see the Ice Invoker even.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not convinced about going aggressive against Undying Venomancer. Just those two heroes alone. Decay spam, Gale. If you get caught by the Gale, and there's a couple of Decay stacks up, as good of a tri-lane as Orange has, they are somewhat squishy. Rubik and, to a lesser extent, Naga, Jakiro, but Rubik especially could easily get caught out and brought down. I just think it's not... Orange isn't that comfortable at offensive tri-laning, where I think it's worth the risk. I think Yamate, not only is it the Chaos Knight, but I think it's also they've been running him as an offensive tri-lane Chaos Knight, and to me, that's the combo that just doesn't work for him. So it's possible. It is possible, and it could work for other teams. I'm just not sure for Orange that it's the best way to go. All the offlane here is getting banned. Darkseer does get banned before that last selection, and
yeah,
look at this Death Prophet ban. That's pretty interesting.
The Enigma's still there, something which IG reckon was a great counter to some of these melee diving combos. But this isn't really the super aggression that we're going to see from IG. They don't have their bounty hunter, and as a result, they don't go for the full all-out aggression and ganking. They want some strong team fight. They want a more sort of death ball type army rather than just chase, which is why they pull in the Undying. All 3 games, interesting note, Orange have banned out the bounty hunter. They have not wanted to verse it at all. Batrider's without a doubt ban worthy and doesn't make it through the bans in any of these games either. But the 4th pick now up for Orange. They need some of their solos. They need some heroes for Mushi, probably for Ice as well as one of their side lane solos. And what are we actually looking at? I mean, as far as Mushi's heroes left in the pool, a lot of them have been taken out.
They can't really do an anti-mage or a void because you just don't know. If IG had picked something like a Magnus, then maybe you can go for it. But I like this choice. They go for Enigma. They get the big team fight. And they also can leave it open for Mushi, because I think ideally they want to go for the anti-mage, the void, something that scales a bit better, but they can't do it unless they have the right matchup. So how does IG respond to this?
Yeah, IG, both teams interesting. They've picked up all their supports early on, trying to just leave their hand close to their chest and not reveal what they want to do. But for IG, they've got to reveal one of their either their farmers or their other solo here. Luna's still in the pool, so Luna a possibility. That's kind of where they went game 1. They had the Undying and the Luna. I just don't feel as a tri-lane it's all that strong.
Wow.
Axe it's going to be.
This is a tri-lane X. This has to be a tri-lane X.
Yeah, even offensive tri-lane. They could go offensive tri-lane with this. This is something which DK pulled on them. They ended up running an offensive tri-lane with Axe and Undying. They were creep skipping. You can't fight Undying in a tri-lane versus tri-lane in open ground, which is what happens when you creep skip. Venomancer in there as well. You get the Axe. This is really scary to verse and may force Orange into a bit of a pickle if they do go offensive with this.
Now, in that DK game, the plan wasn't originally to have Axe offensive tri-lane. That was an adjustment they made. But I feel like in this game, it's the plan from the word go. That's the way they've drafted this. And if you're Orange, what's the best response to this? They have good defensive heroes, but I don't think they can lane against it.
Yeah, I'm wondering as well. Outworld Destroyer. There's your Mushi hero. There's something that's completely out of left field. Mushi going to be playing a solo mid Outward Destroyer. I can't imagine anyone else really playing this. It's Nature's Prophet. Oh, what a great hero to round off this IG lineup with. They can have the 3 heroes creep skipping, and then Nature's Prophet can be soloing the top lane against the Enigma and just ready to TP in for any kills, come at any time, help push, help back them up. I really love IG's draft here, but Orange, they've really pulled out a huge curveball with this. I'm loving this draft for this Game 3 decider.
Is this, it looks like maybe a solo mid OD, Mushi versus Ferrari, and this is not a good matchup for Night Stalker in the laning stage. He's reliant on his nukes to farm against these ranged heroes. You get the bottle, but honestly, especially with the recent buffs to OD, he steals so much mana now. If you choose to max out Astral Imprisonment, that you get to a point where a hero like Night Stalker might not even have enough mana for a single nuke because of all that intelligence you've stolen. The good news for Night Stalker, doesn't lose his damage. Lots of interesting things to talk about for the laning matchups. Quickly, we introduce the players. Mushi, M-God, as that solo mid OD. Ice, the fourth Ice for this squad. He's playing that Jakiro. In this defensive tri-lane, Yabate reprising his role as the Naga Siren. Extinct had some sensational plays as that Sandcane, but it just came when his team was so far behind, it couldn't really make the difference. He's on Rubik, so we will not see him play his jungle Chen a single time. And last but not least, it is the man who was last seen airballing the black hole versus MUFC. Or actually, no, sorry, that was a G1 league. It's Ice Ice Ice. He's on the Enigma. Oh boy, this orange squad, this is going to be interesting.
We'll see how he does. Very interesting draft over on the Dire side as well. The team trying to bounce back after being defeated 2-0 by LGD. The team who dropped game number 1 against Orange. They took game 2, though. Here in game 3, Invictus Gaming. We've got at the bottom lane Chuan on the Undying, YYF playing the Axe, Faith on the Venomance, the offensive trial in there. Ferrari 430, once again playing this solo mid lane. Once again, a matchup which is not very favored towards his side. And then at top, we've got Zhou on the Nature's Prophet, looking for that 1v1 matchup up against the Enigma of Ice Ice Ison.
Here
we go.
It's very interesting to see Zhou getting this kind of hero. We haven't seen him play anything except for, you know, your Luna, your Sven in a long time. IG is already doing the creep skipping, or maybe not. No, maybe not. Looks like they are going to go for the creep skip. Oh, this is what a way to end this series. Game number 3, just absolute. Already Chuan spamming that decay, driving everyone back. GoDz, we expected this as commentators. Looks like Orange. I wonder how they react. Do they start pulling mid? Do they start ganking other lanes? They can't really fight this.
No, it's really hard to do so. Decay just brutal in these fights, and it's going to be a very fast T1 tower push, perhaps. They haven't gone for a Bassi rig early on. YYF opting for the Stout Shield, which you do need. Chuan maybe wanted to buy a Ring of Protection here, but either way, without it... Oh, look what Ice is doing. He's pulled the creep waves from further up in the lane. He's going to slow down this tower push by taking the creep wave with him. Really smart play from him. He does get Galed from the high ground. He should be okay here. He just needs to find a path back to safety.
Well, maybe not. The creep's still chasing him. You don't want to run up this hill. You got to head towards mid. Got to head to where Mushi is driving that creep wave into Ferrari's tower. Fortunate for him, or Night Stalker might have gone for a little drive-by. Now Extinct maybe going to get cut off. This is how the problems begin if you start getting caught. One spin. YYF needs more. Telekinesis to throw the axe just directly up in the air. And so what's the adjustment that's been made? We see... Oh, I like this. They're going to put the Enigma into that offensive jungle, essentially. But there's no one to pressure him. They're going to put the Naga farming that top lane. Orange not giving up any kills. They're going to lose towers. But after this first one, it gets a bit easier to defend. You're probably going to lose that tier 2 eventually if they keep up the pressure. But they're getting some good farm out of these other lanes.
This is almost the same adjustment they made. I remember the matchup against MUFC in that deciding match for the last spot in the off-lane finals. They were up against the quad lane of MUFC, and then Naga Siren couldn't get farm, couldn't get XP, so they sent Naga Siren to the off-lane. This is the exact same thing they're doing here. Naga Siren is the key hero to get levels. They don't need Naga Siren farm, they just need the Song of the Siren up as fast as possible. They need the level 6 on Naga Siren to set up the black holes, to set up kills for the OD, to set up everything their team fight revolves around is this Naga Siren. So they're happy to give up those bottom towers to make sure Naga Siren can farm at top.
Yeah, and so far, experience-wise, a slight lead, it looks like, for the Dire. Very small at this point. Gold is a big lead. That's mostly the tower gold, but they are getting a little more farm. They do have someone in every single lane, whereas that bottom lane, nobody has touched a thing on the side of Orange. Look at this backstab. Zhou normally good with this position. He Riptide to start this off. The Demonic Conversions will do big damage while that Midas Armor is applied, but can't get in range. Actually, no, didn't have mana for Malefice. Well, that was very anticlimactic.
Well, it's not too much happening for the time being. YYF's going for 2 points in Battle Hunger at bottom, so he can be annoying, harass these heroes out of play, make it even easier push. And I think they're not done just with the tier 1. They want to start chipping away, putting some pressure on this tier 2 as well.
2 hero decay stack. He's got 3 decay stacks up. This is a beefy Undying.
Oh yeah, that is... He can just stay so far up in the front lines. He drops Tombstone.
Here comes Prophet. Tango out from Extinct. Ice Path. Only going to catch Faith. They get back to safety, but Prophet is here. And this is what you talked about, that offlane Prophet. Get an early level 6. Before you do, you can even show up with the Treants, which he is maxing. This is some... We talked about the trump card, GoDz. This is at least what IG think is their trump card.
Yeah, they've got that Basilisk. That's where the Basilisk's coming from. It's Nature's Prophet who joins up with them. YYF taking a bit of damage on the front lines, trying to deal with that creep wave as fast as possible. They'll need some more treants to come out from Joe soon. But for the time being, this is going to be hard to defend for Orange. OD not a hero who can really come and sort of help stop the push. OD just needs to farm away, get a fast tread, 4-staff, whatever cheap cost-effective items you can get. I don't even know if 4-staff is the go-to item anymore because it doesn't give attack speed. It doesn't give as much damage. So maybe 4-staff on OD not even as strong anymore.
Yeah, I think you start by buying some boots. I don't know if Mushi's trying to rush a Midas. He's got 1,000 gold. The courier sitting at base has not been upgraded yet. They are trying to get a tower of their own. They get the tier 1 top, so tower gold evened up for the moment. This tier 2 will fall soon. I would like to see, like you said, just leave Yamate alone in the lane. No more pushing top. Just get that level 6 on Enigma. Get that level 6 on Naga. Here comes the push bottom. This is the 4-hero push. IG. A little bit of cheese for them. Now the Battle Hunger applied, and it is being max first. This is very annoying. They can't really deal with it. Tombstone was dropped again. Mushi's level 5. They still don't have the Psalm. They still don't have the Black Hole. There's no way IG can go high ground yet, but they're going to rotate mid.
You hit a spot on the dot there. This is cheese from IG, some stinky, stinky cheese. This is like this bluest of blue moldy cheeses, and it's working out well for them so far. But here they go. They want Mushi. They want the rotation. Like you mentioned, they can't go high ground, so their next move is to go mid.
Well, while this is happening, Orange getting into that comfort zone they had against MUFC a little bit. IG got to make sure they don't slip up. When you run these types of strategies, you fall behind on levels, and it's up to your team to make sure you don't give up kills. Once you start, the push suddenly seems to grind to a halt every time these 3-4-man pushes are run. Naga Siren, almost level 6. Enigma, well, where is he? For the moment, he's mid. Level 5 for him. This next level of towers is going to be tough, and IG, they want to stop Naga. They also want to go mid. It looks like just doing some warding. They're going to initiate on Ferrari. Picking him off to start the fight would be huge. Tombstone is dropped. 2 more auto attacks. Oh no, this is that obnoxious Axe Undying. First blood at 6 minutes, but it feels like there's already been a couple of kills. Just so much action, so much aggression. This game from IG. Well, you don't want to slip up if you're Orange either. If you can't really go for any hero, because if you do, Undying drops the Tombstone, the Gale is there, the Battle Hunger, and the push just is going to overwhelm you at that point.
Yeah, Orange can't afford to give away kills, because the one thing they have going for them is the XP advantage. With IG spending a lot of time grouped up, they're not using full camps, they're not using a jungle hero, they're not leveling very fast, they're just getting gold from these towers. So Orange can't afford to give them that XP that they're lacking by giving away kills. The good news for Orange is Enigma, Naga Siren both getting close to level 6. Then defending these towers is pretty simple. They just have to have Yamata TP in with the Song of the Siren. It sets up a perfect black hole, and then they've got the damage to follow it up, coming just from their AoE nukes from an OD ultimate. So it's going to get really hard, like you say, for IG to keep on pushing now that we're looking at the ultimates coming online for Orange.
Right, Naga Siren is really the bane of any aggression, especially push strategies where everyone's under-leveled. The Riptide also really hurts. Just the illusions coming in, doing that Midas Arbor, doing some good damage. You really can't underestimate it, and I feel for IG that I'm not sure this is working, to be totally honest. They need to get more, or they need to go back to farming, but they've taken quite a while to do it. Enigma's level 6. Naga should be hitting it momentarily. She's got it. They've got the Arcane Boots up on Naga already. That's going to be really helpful for all these heroes. Very mono-dependent. Mushi level 8 has the power treads. I love it. He's gone for an early point in Sanity's Eclipse. He's maxed out Astral Imprisonment, the defensive spell. Can IG, you know, what's the next step? What do they do now?
Well, I think they almost have to just sort of sit back, get some more core items up. I don't think they can just keep on fighting into this Orange team. Not as 5. They can't just expect to group up as 5 and be able to take towers, and that's why they've backed off. They split around the map. They've got 2 at mid, 1 at top, or a couple at top, 1 at bottom. They almost need to go into a more gank-oriented lineup because they can't team fight. The Black Hole Song of the Siren is too powerful.
That is so cheeky. Look at those demonic conversions. Talk about a counter to Undying. At least bringing the Tombstone down in a matter of seconds. Really nice play from Ice Ice Ice. And it's actually Orange getting aggressive. They've got the Song of the Siren up. They've got the Black Hole. And what do IG do? Nightstalker can't gank this. They can turn fights around if Orange dive, but it doesn't look like Orange have any intentions of diving. They're just pushing slowly and carefully, creating space for Mushi. Here's a hero that wants to end that space, who wants to kind of push him into a corner. It's the Nightstalker. He's headed bottom, but Mushi is looking to TP away. You know, guys, this is... I just feel like this Ferrari Nightstalker, all of a sudden, he can't find an opening in any game. It doesn't seem to matter who it is. It's just amazing the way that a lot of teams have started to pick to counter it and just to figure him out.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with him playing
Right,
playing
it's
it
the
worse.
hero.
I think teams have figured it out. They figured out where he moves, at what times he moves. I think he was catching a lot of teams by surprise because he would gank the solo heroes. You'd expect him to go help out the tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario where he'd gank the tri-lane, but no, he more often than not ganks the solos. Teams are figuring out his movement as well as when he moves around the map, and he's struggling to find those kills. He may find one at bottom though here on Mushi.
He may. This looks to be the death of Mushi. There will be a void, although you've got to save it until that TP. Oh, Prophet ult will get popped. Actually, maybe Mushi will live here. Ferrari's thinking about a void, but you know that TP is coming. The second that he drops it, Mushi gets backed into a corner, tries to tag her out, but his own creep blocks him. Oh boy, that is not what Mushi is hoping for. The tag, that wild chase continues. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm watching a game of Tetris. Mushi just all over the place with this one. Still juking, cute, the damn Benny Hill
Here
music.
comes the cavalry.
Oh, and he's gonna TP out. Are you kidding me? Oh,
And look at
Mushi.
that.
That's sensational.
IG brought their entire 5 heroes. They had, during the chase, they were like, oh, let's bring Venom Mantle, let's bring Axe, let's bring Undying, let's bring everyone along as well, just because these 2 heroes are struggling a bit, and Mushi can't TP out, but holy crap, he gets out of there. Orange are farming elsewhere on the map. They've got Enigma getting close to a mech. They've got Naga Siren or with Arcane Boots and 1k gold. Probably just pick up some tanky items like a Vanguard here for Yamata. No need to play himself as a carry. They've got DPS from the OD, who has picked up the first staff of Wizardry, so either possibly just going to keep going for the 4 staff. The mobility is still good, or maybe the Rod of Atos, which is the slightly buffed item, which does sort of... It's the one hero where you could justify getting a Rod of Atos, I feel.
Well, Prophet has gone back for Midas. It seems that IG do want to transition into some late game openings. They're not going to go for what MUFC did, which was an all-in level of pushing. They're going to back off in terms of the, rushing the early items, pushing the early aggression, at least securing some late game potential with Prophet. He's not really the best late game hero, but he'll have that window of opportunity. Maybe they just want that quick mech, the quick utility items up for this team. IG, for the moment, they really are struggling as far as levels go. Undying level 5, Venomancer level 5. We're almost 11 minutes in. You compare that to heroes like the Enigma, like that Naga, and these heroes are going to hit pretty hard with their nukes.
I think it's like you say, they've got to really transition out of this cheese, which is what they're doing. They're getting Zhou some farm, and Zhou needs to be playing basically as a carry this game. He's going to get massive. He's going to do damage. I can't go for that mech build. I think mech build would just be the end of IG. They can't win with that. They've got to go DPS on him. He's going to be their late game carry, and he's going to really just be annoying with his split push.
Well, Prophet is trying to be annoying. He's pushing that top lane. Is not spamming the trance or the ult. Wants to save it for the team fight, for the burst damage. Mushi is getting close to a 4-staff. That will be huge against a hero. I'm just annoyed. These illusions are just annoying if you're IG. But against a hero like Nature's Prophet, even Axe, all these chasing heroes, as soon as you get sprouted, you just 4-staff your teammates or yourself out. This is the other reason you can't push against Naga, though, GoDz. It's those damn illusions just rip-tiding the creeps. And it's not like Naga puts herself in harm's way to do it.
Yeah, Naga Siren just being shown. This is why it was the top pick at the International. Sure, it got figured out how to be counted and hasn't been a relevant pick in G1 for the most part, but Orange, with these Naga Siren pick, they've managed to bring it back slightly into play.
Oh my goodness. Now the Battle Hunger, not nearly as annoying as it used to be. You've got the 15 wand charges, you've got Extinct rushing something. Could buy Arcade Boots, but I think they have enough as far as that's concerned. Maybe wants to think about an Urn. Even going for the mech. Hasted up is Ferrari, only level 7, and the nighttime ends, but he still has this haste. Still has the double damage route. Yamate continues some cheesy play of his own. He will get caught by Ferrari. There will be a silence here, but it's a day silence. Immediate TP out, even with the DD rune and the Prophet ult. Actually, might have been able to get that kill if he had just hit him one more time, but didn't expect the Prophet ult to bounce. Chooses to go back for the tower. They are looking to get this tower mid. Prophet now while heading towards bottom. Well, they are going to get a tier 1 mid.
Yeah, that's something at IG. That's a big little pickup for them if they can get this. Looks like Orange aren't going to try to compete for it, and IG getting the map control is, especially the tier 1 tower, I feel is just a really big pickup for them. It can just buy them space, and that's one tower that they can get without having to fight into the Naga Siren Enigma ultimates, which still Orange haven't found the opening to use them. IG playing this fairly safe and conservative. They're going to try sneak into Roshan as well. Will Orange look to contest this? It looks like they have a vague idea about this. I think there was some pings. I'm not sure if it's from them or not. But right now, Orange not heading there. Oh,
this is Mushi getting ballsy, getting aggressive, and he already used the 4-staff. Does have one last tango, but now Battle Hunger is here. Does have a point in Berserker's Call. YYF gets disrupted. Now Mushi just stalling and delaying, and this is going to prompt all of IG to storm towards bottom. It's almost like they're like, God damn it, Mushi, just leave us the hell alone. Really, and also the push mid, I guess, so that's probably the main reason they get forced back, but Mushi is wasting a lot of IG's time, and now that he's got the Force Staff, it gets easier to do. Meanwhile, it's Enigma of all heroes with the split push.
Enigma, tier 2 tower on his own is, I mean, that's a lot of gold. It's some more map control that lost for
He's got
IG.
a mech.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of fun. That plus 1k gold on top of that, so we're looking at the BKB or possibly just the Blink Dagger coming up soon, depending if he wants the BKB or not. There's not a huge amount of lockdown or AoE nukes to have to justify a BKB.
They still haven't even, well, they still haven't actually gotten that tier 1 top. They still haven't knocked down the tier 2 mid. IG are not that far ahead when it comes to towers, and gold-wise, it's only a 1 kill advantage for them. They did get a first blood, but they're actually about to be losing as far as that gold graph goes. And Orange just with this split push of their own. Zhou might die here. Ice is diving the base. This could be a mistake. Zhou is alive. Oh, he's got to be pounding his head in frustration, but he TPs, and Ferrari mid-cast animation on the Void doesn't get it off.
Oh man, typical
Ferrari.
Ice. That makes him such a fun player to watch, and he gets out of there. So incredible individual skill mechanics, knowing that he could just TP out just in time. I mean, it was really a picture finish as for whether or not he got out of there before the Void, and he doesn't get the kill, but if he gets it, it's a big win, because Nature's Prophet is the carry for IG at this point in the game.
You know, there's 1 kill, but I am having a hell of a time. I think this has been one of the most action-packed games we've cast in a while.
There's 1 kill? I just noticed that, LD. There's been 1 kill.
I see some, you know, you have your typical, oh, Chinese Dota so boring, folks, and I'm sorry, but this game is incredibly entertaining. We start with a 3-man creep backstab push on that bottom lane. Then we transition into this period where Mushi is just running all over the place by himself, wasting tons of IG's time. It's a credit to Orange that they haven't lost any heroes. The tower mid actually will get denied in the end by Faith. They still haven't gotten Roche. Here comes the song. Where's that black hole? He's still strutting in. The sleep about to wear off, but he's going to get off that huge black hole ice path as well. Disaster for IG. They're going to get absolutely steamrolled. Ferrari next in line. Telekinesis stun onto Chuan. Tombstone possibly stolen. No, it was Decay. 4 heroes dead. That was a buyback from Undying. Immediately into the fray. In comes Axe. In comes Orange. Are they going to be able to turn this around? Zhou getting caught out. Zhou tanking a lot of damage. Dropping low. Trying to survive. He will fall, but now it's that Undying situation where he thrives. Everyone's low. Axe going to town. Battle. Nice stun there from Extinct. Prophet bought back as well. IG, they do get a couple of counter kills, but boy, oh boy, did they spend a lot of gold to do it. And that was without Mushi.
That was without Mushi. That was 7 of our 8 kills of the game happened there. It was 1-0 before that fight. Naga Siren Ultimate finally finding its mark, gets the kills. Zhou buys back, but he makes up for it with the kills that he gets for his team, being part of 2 kills there. And now they're going to go into the Roshan pit. They've got an early medallion on the Venomancer to help them take this down faster. And Orange, they need to react soon. They haven't got the Black Hole or the Naga Siren ultimate. That's kind of, I guess, what IG were waiting for. They know that without those ultimates, Orange can't really team fight until they have a very ridiculously farmed OD.
I'm not convinced about this Aegis, though. Who's going to carry it, and what will it actually do for them? They don't have a hero who's really farmed or necessarily that terrifying with 2 lives. I guess you give it to maybe to Undying, maybe to Ferrari, but either way, I feel like Orange can deal with either of those heroes with 2 lives.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be too worried about that, and it's, to me, IG are not able to fight at all. They've got to stall for late game, and they've got heroes who don't really do well in late game. Venomancer will get phased out. Even Axe isn't the best hero. He's just an initiator. He'll be the utility hero carrying items like the mech. You've got Chuan as well. Not the best late game
Mushi
hero.
is going to force a TP out here. He already used the disruption. Will he ult? He will not. I don't think we've seen an OD ult yet this game, and that even makes me more worried for IG. That is an amazing amount of AoE damage for a team that actually doesn't have a mech. They're running a push strat, and they don't have a mech. Well, not a hardcore push strat necessarily, but a lot of time spent trying to force down towers, trying to group up. No mech, no pipe. That OD ult is really going to hurt. Now middle lane, Ferrari dropping low, will get picked off. He does have the Aegis. Can they turn this around? Zombies on the move. Yamate trying to focus Chuan down. Chuan dropping low as well. Will be burst down. It looks like it was Extinct that did most of the damage there at the end. Now Yamate dropping low. Faith gets melted. Extinct again with the great play on his Rubik, but equally good aggression from IG, trying to catch out this Enigma. In comes the buybacks. Mushi is here, and Mushi is gone as far as damage goes in this game. He will instantly create a team wipe, another triple kill. Oh boy, he's flying high. He is on a bit of a steed here, and, well, that's a disaster for IG.
Oh man, Mushi. The M-God strikes again. He is just playing incredibly well, avoiding ganks left, right, and center. And now he gets himself a triple kill, gets his team into a fantastic position to take a tier 2 tower. One of the last 2 outer towers remaining for IG. A team who went with really fast aggression and early towers are suddenly finding themselves behind as far as tower kills go. As far as farm goes, they're not looking good either. And Orange are just storming ahead. IG do not have a lot going their way at this point in the game.
Well, I gotta say, Orange showing some real poise and some real resilience as a team. Losing that game too. They were ahead to start the game off, and then IG, they at least were winning their 2 solo lanes. I guess it's not fair to say they were ahead, but they were having a decent time of it, and then just completely fell apart. At one point, they seized the advantage. We saw the multiple buybacks. The game 1, they faltered a little bit, but GoDz, I think this is a game where I'll be shocked if they falter at this point. They've got the Scythe device coming out soon on Mushi. They've got the completed BKB on Enigma. And he can literally just walk up to your team, and as long as Axe doesn't Berserker's call him, there is nothing to cancel that black hole. This is a death ball of Orange's. IG wanted to create a death ball, but it's Orange who have really done the better job of doing so at this point.
It's a pretty foolproof team fight as well as lead that they've got. The Naga Siren ultimate to set things up. There's no BKBs coming for the Dire side in a long time. They've got nothing to really help deal with the Naga Siren setup ultimate. Maybe they have a tombstone that gets dropped just in time, but really there's no way of getting out of there, preventing the black hole from hitting probably 3 or 4 heroes.
Here we go, YYF will get caught. Tombstone is dropped, not being focused, but YYF first to fall. BKB is here. Why isn't he using it? He must be baiting. He's waiting for the sleep. Prophet TP's into the sleep. He's not going to get caught by black hole, although Ice wants to, but the Ice Path will catch him. The Macro Pyre finds him, and back in the lines is Mushi just chewing away at these heroes. Absolutely brutalizing them, just throwing that pure damage in. They all fall down. This time it's Ice with the triple, and how fitting, GoDz. The 2 players who wanted to prove themselves, who came to China, possibly looking to join a Chinese team. Well, boy, oh boy, have they impressed today. Great play from both of them, and overall across the board, Orange Esports just playing exceptionally well. And frankly, at this point, they're just making IG look a bit silly.
IG, this strategy just has fallen apart very, very quickly.
Top lane.
I'd love to see their thoughts, but this is just not working for him.
Mushi's gonna find a solo kill on Joe. He's got the ult. He will unload it. Mega kill. Oh my. When your Prophet dies like that, the split pushing option is kind of over.
Yeah, you haven't got the split push option. You haven't got the late game carry. Nature's Prophet's building a sheep stick, which is really the item you need to help deal with the OD. Maybe even just getting hexes off on the Enigma before the BKB gets cast, but there's no damage. Where's the damage coming from? Night Stalker has nothing in terms of items. 0-3. Axe has gone utility, has a mech. Venomancer and Undying, they don't really offer much past the laning stage. This IG team, it was all about the laning stage. Beyond that, they didn't have a backup plan, and Orange, they've got plenty. They sent the Naga Siren top, got the fast ultimate, and now they're finding themselves in a position which is going to be very, very hard to throw away this lead. Something they've been prone to in the past, but this game, I don't see it happening.
Right, we're at a point now where if Orange go on to lose this game, I think it's fair to call it a throw. They are that far ahead. Now, it's not to say that IG isn't a great team, but this is a lead and a lineup and a game state where you just shouldn't lose. Like you said, I think the real key point is how easy that team fight is to execute. You've got the song, and there's no BKBs up on the enemy team. IG is going to go for one. The smoke is going to be here, but Yamate's not the hero you want to find first. Oh, if he gets the sleep off, this is going to just go so poorly for IG. They really don't have great heroes to take a clash, and this is where Axe struggles. He doesn't have that Magnetar's ability to jump into the middle of the fight. He needs a blink to do it. It's a mech for YYF. He did go for more of the pushing utility style. They're going to try and find some picks. Ice is maybe in a bit of a pickle here. Ice might get caught. They might lose their Jakiro to the smoke gank. Not the end of the world if they do, but even he looks to be escaping. Flapping those wings. He is a heavy creature with those 2 heads, dragging him down. No, they're going to go for Mushi instead. How good is Mushi's map awareness? We are about to find out. It looks like maybe not quite good enough. He's got to run. Got to run now. Mushi force-step into the trees. Now with the TP, and he will... So he escapes the Prophet Sprout. I think that might have saved him because they had vision but it looks like it blocked Ferrari from getting in range to cast a Void.
Oh, Mushi has done it again. I don't know how, but like you say, the Nature's Prophet Sprout maybe just giving him that slight bit of help, helping buy time for him, make it so that Night Stalker couldn't get in and cancel that TP, and now IG, without that pickoff, are in a really tough position.
Whoa.
They're not finding any kills at all. Scythe of Ice is up for Nature's Prophet, but it's still an uphill battle for IG.
There's still a Scythe of Ice double 4-staff. If you get Scythed, if you get Hexed up, you just 4-staff that hero away, as long as they point the right direction. And you've got the double 4-staff. Really shouldn't... The only way this is going to really help them is if heroes are caught desperately out of position. And it's actually IG who might be out of position. In's about to come. A smoked up Rubik, I think, will get revealed. Naga on the high ground, get a spot YYF who runs right into the waiting arms of 4 orange heroes. And even Axe doesn't like the way this looks. Sleep on a couple. Where's that black hole? Ice is focusing down the tombstone. We're seeing that counter to Undying again. Black hole only catches Chuan. YYF just struts away and says, thank you for not killing me, sir. But in the back lines, it's Mushi raining down hellfire from the skies. Night Stalker Illusions just standing by idly. Nothing they can do at this point. Mushi does so much freaking damage. Even without the best black hole, I don't know how IG deal with this anymore.
Yeah, even without Black Hole at all, if Enigma had gone for conversion, stun, and stats, this would be very tough for IG to win a fight regardless. And now they're finding themselves really on the back foot. Nature's Prophet Joe going to TP out before the game comes in from Orange. But Orange, they could look to go high ground pretty soon. They can really just use this advantage of theirs, this lead they've accrued, to try and take the fight to IG, who are just really struggling as far as items and levels go.
Well, GoDz, this is sort of the storyline walking into this game. It's now 2 series in a row where IG have seemed to be figured out. Orange figured them out in one way. We saw LGD a bit of a different approach, but LGD seemed to figure out IG too. The aggressive strategies in IG's response, their sort of pocket strategy, was to get even more aggressive and, you know, start to dip into straight up cheese territory. It doesn't seem to work, and you got to wonder, maybe, you know, what's going on in the war room? What sort of the discussions? Do they think these aggressive strategies can work after the way these past few games have been going, or do they just need some time to train and figure out a different approach?
Yeah, and are we witnessing sort of the downfall, the dethroning of IG? They've gone from being this unbeatable entity since taking the International 2 Championship to dropping very quickly 2-0 to LGD, and a 2-1 loss to Orange, a team who they've bested multiple times in the past. This is not looking good for IG, and it's not just they're being beaten, it's the way they're being beaten, the way their strategies are just falling apart.
And Orange, you know, we have seen them throw away some big leads before, especially against IG, but the state of this game is so different from what we've seen before. And Yamate I gotta credit him for his positioning. He has not left the supports alone for too long. He always is pretty much always near them. So if a fight breaks out, he's got the sleep to protect them, to get them out safely, and maybe to even turn the fight around. Now he's going to catch a few. No way! That net was insanely long range. Tombstone gets dropped. Do they sleep to bring it down? Looks like they don't even care to do it. Now the sleep comes out. Chuan will be caught. Chuan next in line to fall, and this might be the death push. The Enigma Black Hole is cooling down. Chuan gonna take some support's health away, but with Mushi here, he's gonna get a quick double kill. He actually got both of those. Another Mystic Staff. What is his intelligence sitting at now? He is up to 161 intelligence, and that's with Strength Treads. That is... that's oodles and oodles of damage. Oh man, that's a super sized OD. Wish he was bloodlusted now so we could actually see him larger than life. 4-step onto the high ground. Mushi's getting aggressive, and he's just gonna chew through this axe. Berserker's Call will not help you against that pure damage. Nothing he can do. He incinerates, even clips the Venomancer. Oh man, this is truly the end for IG. It's the end of the road. They are gonna go from an undefeated 10-0 in the group stages, a clean 2-0 sweep of Orange in their online playoff match in the round of 6, to being absolutely manhandled by their opponents in the LAN Finals. GoDz, what a series from Orange.
Holy crap, Mushi is just going to be on top of the world right now. He is, as you say, larger than life. He is supersize him up. He is just playing a fantastic OD, was ungankable, 11-0-2 at the end of this game, and Orange, they dealt with an unconventional IG strategy. They show their ability to adapt to new strategies. IG, they didn't have all their bases covered. It just fell apart, and Orange just played some fantastic Dota 2, put on a fantastic show for this third place decider, and boy, was that an amazing game.
And of course, this was just the appetizer. That's the beauty of this match. This was the third place decider match. Sure, we've got IG, we've got Orange. You're probably thinking it's the grand finals, right? IG's always in the grand finals of every tournament. Actually, it's not. LGD took them down 2-0 yesterday, and Orange are the next in line to do it. LGD and DK, that epic grand finals between two teams who are really playing at the top of their games. That's coming up in a couple hours' time, I believe. I want to say at least 1.5 or 2. Of course, we'll start early for the pregame show to build up the hype up these players, talk about the matchups. But before we do that, GoDz, it's time to wrap this one up. It's time to book it. Orange are your third place champion. Third place, not champions, but they're your third place team at the LAN Finals. They best IG in a 3-game series. And we're going to run the highlights. We're going to break down the series, and then we'll look forward a bit more towards the matches to come. But, GoDz, what a way to finish this Orange versus IG showdown.
Absolutely sensational. And this is just the bronze medalist Orange. Well, fantastic show from them. They did fall to DK earlier, but they bounced back in. Boy, am I excited for that grand finals. This is just a fantastic show, fantastic event at the G1 League, sponsored by 17173.com. Check them out. And well, all I can say is, guys, get hyped up, get excited for the grand finals.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family as well. The grand finals are coming, and they are going to be absolutely epic. LGD versus DK awaits. Before we get to that, before we cross that bridge, we will run back through this series, replay the highlights, break down the games, and catch anyone up who's just tuning in now on how things have progressed so far in the G1 League. Before we do that, we'll take a quick break, so stay tuned, leave the stream open. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes or so, and then we'll walk through the highlights of the entire series. We'll break down this game. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm LD, he's GoDz. We are Beyond the Summit. If you enjoy our cast, if you enjoy the extra effort we've been trying to put in to production, things like highlight reels, player interviews, these intros to the event, and that sort of thing, please feel free to support us. Subscribing is really the best way to do it if you want to support us directly. It does cost you $5 a month, but you don't get any ads on the stream, so that's one big benefit. We'll probably be doing giveaways at some point in the future. Just been so busy. It's been a little hard to organize it, but the big thing is just to help make those those additional production elements possible, because to be totally honest, it costs good money to pay video editors, to pay graphics designers. So we do appreciate all your support, whether you choose to subscribe or not. Stay tuned, highlights, and I'll look forward to the grand finals coming up in a few minutes' time.